Here's the number one thing I learned about water that changed everything. We're on day 27 of Get Quenched, 28 days of hydration. We're one day away from completing this journey, and today I want to create space for integration and reflection by asking you, what was your biggest insight over these last 28 days, over this series? What was your most profound realization, your most surprising discovery over the course of these last 27 days of drinking higher quality water and learning a little bit something about water every single day? Maybe it was the recognition that you've actually been chronically dehydrated, maybe for years or decades, without even knowing it. Most people are. And maybe the realization that so many symptoms that you thought were just part of aging or genetics, the fatigue, the brain fog, the joint pain, the digestive issues, may actually be just your body's increasingly desperate cries for hydration. Or maybe it was the understanding that water is not just H2O, not just a substance, but a living intelligence that responds to intention, that carries memory, and that functions as the primary sensing organ of consciousness itself throughout the universe. And that when you shift your relationship with water from consumption to communion, everything changes in your body of water and without. Or maybe it was discovering that hydration isn't just about drinking more water, but about drinking living water and optimizing the waters that you're made of, and that you can take any swag water and make it spring quality, filtered, structured, balanced, energized, and that the quality matters so much more than the quantity. It's not just drinking glasses a day. Maybe it was the realization that you are water. You don't just use water, you don't just drink water, but 99.9% of your molecules are water, and healing water is healing yourself. Protecting the earth's waters is protecting your own body, and vice versa, because there's no separation. These are all things that I'm hoping you're taking away from these 28 days together. Or maybe it was something completely unexpected, some moments of clarity while you were vortexing your water, or singing to it, or collecting it from a spring this month, maybe for the first time. Some instant where you felt presence or aliveness or gratitude flowing both ways, to and from water. Whatever your biggest insight was, I would love for you to share it in the comments, or write it down and journal about it if you got the 28-day paperback hydration workbook, so you can write it in there. And also, of course, share it in the comments here. Speak it out loud to water itself, because when we articulate our realizations, they move from the realm of just experience into the realm of real embodied wisdom that's going to stick with you all throughout this coming year of being extra hydrated, I'm hoping. And that way it can really become an anchor that we can return to when life gets busy and old dehydrating habits start creeping back in again. For me personally, the insight that really changed everything in my water journey was understanding that water is the vehicle of consciousness, that every thought, every emotion, every prayer, every intention moves through the medium of water and is amplified by that water, which means that healing my inner waters, my blood, my lymph, my cerebral spinal fluid, was healing my entire life, not just my physical health, but my relationships, my creativity, my spiritual connection, my capacity to receive guidance, to receive abundance, all of this. When I changed my inner waters, my whole reality around me began to reflect differently, because water is the primary mirror, and what we do to water, we do to ourselves. Water becomes our fate. So share your biggest insights in the comments. I want to hear from you, and comment communion workbook to go ahead and join me in next month's theme on water communion, water communication, reciprocity, hydromancy, how to listen to water better, how to understand her personality, and move from seeing her as just a resource to the source, moving beyond hydration into sacred relationship, because she is, once again, the vessel of consciousness itself, and a living, liquid, sentient being. You could also comment hydration workbook if you need the current guide that we've been going through this month, so you can revisit any of these 28 days of hydration habits anytime you want. And I'll see you tomorrow for the very last day. Be well and be water, my friend.